No, I want an official red undercover nice to 200 jet range my rifle.
Christmas will be magical, just like in a fairy tale.
After all, there's only one more sleep till Christmas.
Silver and gold, silver and gold. Everyone wishes for silver and gold.
December 24th, aka Christmas Eve. A time that seems to bring mixed emotions out of people. For some, it's joy and magic and excitement. And for others, it's despair, depression, anger, or even relief that the holidays are about to be over again. However you're feeling about this time of year, I just want to thank you for finding this video. Because I feel like everybody has their own Christmas or holiday story. And now I'm going to be telling my own Christmas story. Or should I say, a Christmas story. That's right, today I'm going to be looking at that classic 1983 Christmas film that is still massively popular nearly 40 years later. But this review will have a bit of a spin on it. Not only am I reviewing the actual film itself, but I'm going to be talking about my connection with the film and what it means to me. It won't be the most unique story, but it'll be interesting, so sit back, relax, and enjoy this review of 1983's A Christmas Story. A Christmas Story follows a 9-year-old boy named Ralphie, played by Peter Billingsley, during the 1940 Christmas season. He is joined by his brother Randy, played by Ian Petrella, his mom, played by Melinda Dillon, and his dad, played by Darren McGavin. The story, as previously mentioned, follows Ralphie during the 1940 Christmas season, from just going to school to dealing with the town bully. But there is one running theme throughout all of it: the fact that he wants a
Official red undercover nice to 200 jet range my rifle.
yeah, that. And he will go to great lengths to try and get it. From simply asking his parents, to writing it into a school essay, to even asking the big red man himself. But he was always given the same response.
Shoot your eye out.
You'll shoot your eye out?
You'll shoot your eye out. You'll shoot your eye out.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Speaking of the big red man himself, this one is like the biggest asshole ever. Even Billy Bob Thornton and Bad Santa would be telling him to go easy on the kid.
I'm on my fucking lunch break, okay?
Seriously, this Santa is a straight up dick, and same with his elves, but yet I love every second of that scene. Speaking of scenes, the best thing about this film is just the insane amount of iconic scenes this film has to offer. From the previously mentioned Santa scene, Ralphie's friend being triple dog-dared to stick his tongue on a frozen pole, Ralphie beating up the bully, Ralphie saying fuck in front of his father.
Oh, fudge.
Only I didn't say fudge. I said
The starting scene outside the toy store, all the imagination sequences, and even simple scenes like Ralphie's dad picking at the turkey, or Ralphie wearing that stupid bunny costume he got on Christmas morning from his aunt, are all iconic. Hell, that whole Christmas morning scene is not only iconic, but is one of my favorite scenes in the entire film. Yes, it's mostly just a family opening gifts, and just when they're done opening everything, Ralphie gets his BB gun that he's been begging for throughout the whole film, but my god do I love this scene. When I think of Christmas morning as a kid and the magic feeling that Santa came and left a ton of presents under the tree, this scene is what comes to mind. It captures the look and feel of that perfectly, and even still today in my late 20s, I can't help but crack a little smile when I see this scene. Absolutely love it. But easily the best part of this film is the narrator. The narrator is actually Ralphie as an adult telling the story, but the stuff he says sometimes is just hilarious.
Oh no, it was the classic mother BB gun block. You'll shoot your eye out. Randy lay there like a slug. It was his only defense. Gee, ordinarily if Dill so much as said hi to you, you felt great and warm inside. side, but mostly he just hit you in the mouth.
A Christmas Story is one of my favorite Christmas films. It is one that I have seen many times over the years because TBS used to play it 24 hours a day on Christmas Day. I don't know if they still do that or not because I no longer have TBS on cable, but it was because of the specific way that I've seen the movie that I have an interesting connection with it. For starters, when I was a young kid, I would wake up really early on Christmas morning, like 5 a.m. early, as I was excited it was Christmas morning and I wanted to see if Santa came. But since it was too early, me and my brother would turn on TBS and instead of A Christmas Story, a cartoon from the 1990s would play.
Captain Planet, he's our hero, gonna take pollution down to zero.
Yes, before TBS would show A Christmas Story for 24 hours, they would play an episode or two of Captain Planet, a show about a group of people being summoned by Gaia, the planet's spirit, to save the Earth from bad guys who are polluting it. The people are from all around the world and become known as the Planeteers, and they have the power to summon a muscle superhero named Captain Planet, who along with the Planeteers stops enemies who are trying to pollute the Earth in every episode. This was really the only time I watched the show and the only reason I remember it. The one thing I remember thinking about the most though was thinking, why are the Magic School Bus kids now no longer kids that are stopping enemies from polluting the Earth? I mean, just look at these characters side by side, they look way too much alike. It would make you think the shows were made by the same people, but nope, Captain Planet was made by DiC Entertainment and Hanna-Barbera, while the Magic School Bus was made by Nelvana and Scholastic Productions. The only main difference between the sets of characters is the fact that the Captain Planet characters had more distinct accents, where the Magic School Bus crew all have American accents. Aside from that, my memory of the show isn't too strong. If I were ever to do a review of the show, I would have to go back and watch it myself in order to be able to properly review it. So moving on from that, my A Christmas Story doesn't end there, as I have more distinct memories of it. But these memories are pretty bittersweet, and you will understand why by the end of the video. My main memories of this film weren't at my house, but actually at my grandmother's. On Christmas Eve or Christmas Day sometimes, we would take a drive to my grandmother's for a holiday visit, and would usually see other family members as well. And whenever I was there on Christmas Day, you would bet the film that would be in the background was A Christmas Story, because once again, TBS would play it for 24 hours. But it was during those times where I remember watching the film the most. Just sitting around with family, eating turkey dinner that my grandmother would make, or opening presents would just make Christmas that much more special. And even the times I would go there on Christmas Eve were just as memorable, as we would do the same things, but there would be added excitement because at night I would want to get home as fast as I could to make sure I get to bed before Santa gets here. It was honestly the best Christmases I had growing up. But as they say, all good things come to an end. Once I hit my teenage years, things changed due to some private matters, and the last memories I had of seeing my grandmother at the same house I spent those Christmases at were unfortunately not great. My grandmother spent her final years basically suffering due to having Alzheimer's. It changed her completely both mentally and physically to the point where we had to move her to a nursing home as my grandfather could no longer take care of her, which is where she would end up spending her final years. I only got to visit her a couple of times, and those are the last memories that I have of her. As in an almost poetic way, during the 2018 Christmas season, she passed away due to complications from Alzheimer's. Meaning her funeral was during the Christmas season. Meaning just about every memory I have of her just so happens to revolve around Christmas, both in the best ways and the worst ways possible. Christmas was my favorite time of year as a kid, and while the magic of the time of year has worn off as I am now an adult who is nearing his 30s, I will always remember the amazing Christmases I had as a kid that were tied to not only my amazing grandmother, but tied to an amazing film. Yes, it is overplayed and has its flaws, but the film will always have a special place in my heart and remind me of those years where the holiday season was nothing short of magical, and will always remind me of those times at my grandmother's, and it is something I will always cherish. If I ever have kids, I can't guarantee much, but I can guarantee one thing. I am going to show them this film, and I'm going to make sure they have a Christmas story of their own to tell. So I figure now all I have left to do is open some gifts, because I know it's Christmas Eve, but I feel like it's been a long year and I kind of earned it. So I'm going to open this one right here a little early. Something good, no. Jaws on the NES, come on. What kind of a gift is this? just terrible. I mean, who knows how bad the rest of these gifts will be. Jesus.